I'm going to start by making something of a confession. This, like every John Green book I've read so far, is a really good book. I said last week that we do chapter 1, but as you can see from the title of this video, that's changed a bit. There's a couple of reasons, partially because it's really well paced and I couldn't stop at one chapter, but the chapters are quite short, so I thought I'd break it down into sections, maybe a few chapters at a time, so that we can discuss more of the book. It'd take us a very long time to read a book one chapter at a time like this. Anyway, let's move on, let's dive straight in. What do we know about our protagonist so far? Okay, so his name is Colin, and we know that it's pronounced Colin, not as is more popular in America, colon. That joke amused me quite a lot, the colon cancer nickname. I mean, I'm sure when you guys were at school, I know I got really cruel, horrible nicknames called to me while I was at school. The biggest one was Microphone Head, which still sticks with me today, and kids can be so mean. So mean. Anyway, we've met Colin. We've also met his best friend Hassan, who is a Muslim of Lebanese descent and really enjoys ribbing Colin as much as he can. So far we've learnt that for the 19th time a girl named Catherine with a K has dumped Colin, and he's feeling pretty down about it, you've got to say. There's not much positive in the way that he describes his feelings. So Hassan makes the amazing suggestion that they go on a road trip. Curtain there, I'm filming by the window for good lighting. So they decide, and quite rapidly, to get in the car and just drive. So far I've read till the end of chapter 5. So far they've embarked upon their road trip, stopped a couple of times, and currently in an area called Gutshot in Tennessee. Apparently on their way to see the grave of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Colin makes the remark that this is kind of odd, considering Franz Ferdinand wasn't in fact American and died quite a long distance away from Gutshot, Tennessee. And since he'd been thinking about him just the day before, he found it quite odd and quite a coincidence, but he doesn't believe in fate, so we'll see where that goes. Colin's just fallen basically flat on his face, smashed his glasses and got quite bloody. He's being tended to by the tour guide to the grave, whose name is Lindsay, and has had so far 2 flashbacks to breakups. I can only imagine that we'll get more as the book progresses, but we've so far seen the first and the last of his breakups with girls named Catherine. I don't know about you, but I quite like Colin so far. I can identify with him on a certain level. I was never a child prodigy like he is, but always just that little bit different at school because I was quite bright. And I remember the sort of things that kids just didn't understand that I did. So yeah, I feel for the guy. And he's had some pretty bad luck with women. Although, as we see in the book, that does lead to his eureka moment, which he's just had towards the end of chapter 5. So this is going to be an interesting book. So yeah, that's about the size of it in the first 5 chapters. That's what we've got to so far. Any thoughts from you guys in either video responses or comments below would be fantastic. And I will see you either on Friday or Saturday for my weekly vlog, or next Tuesday for the second instalment of An Abundance of Katherines, the Rebbelreb Book Club. See you.